What do you want me to say? Hey guys.
Hi guys. Hi guys, welcome back to the Purple Go podcast.
There we go.
That was good.
Okay, cool. So I know I've introduced myself on the podcast before, but I'm Danny. And since I was on last time, I've upgraded my status within the company. So I'm now Senior Insights and Campaigns Manager, which is a right mouthful.
And I'm Alex. And yeah, I've also got a title change as well. So I'm an Insights and Campaign Manager. So Danny's still my boss.
Okay, so today we're going to cover a whole bunch of topics around what our day-to-day looks like working at PG, and then we're going to touch a little bit on life and work balance before just generally having a chat about social and if it's hard to manage working in social all of the time.
Yeah.
And how we switch off from work as well.
Yeah. So start us off.
Yeah, day-to-day. Yeah, my day literally revolves around annoying Al as much as I possibly can. So it's me and Al in a pod at the minute, and we've got a newbie joining us really, really soon, which is super exciting. But yeah, I mean, Al, what do you say we do the most of?
I think what we do the most of is probably video call each other.
Yeah.
Like on Google Meets,
Yeah.
there's always a Google Meet happening like every second, slacking each other. But basically, I think like our day-to-day like revolves in, I guess, whatever campaigns we're working on, whatever's dropping, and then basically getting a game plan for that, whether that's working on an influencer marketing campaign or whether we're running roundtables, doing interviews.
Yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time actually chatting to creators now on like roundtables and interviews, which is really cool. Like that's actually getting to speak to the community, like first-hand experience.
Yeah, I feel like when we've worked on like the influencer marketing side, you like have that relationship, but you don't always have that relationship because there's the agent. But now with doing the interviews and the roundtables, you're actually getting to know the person more and like having those like one-on-one conversations.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Yeah, it's been really cool just like hearing everyone's experiences and stuff as well, and then we're able to take all of those learnings and like write them up in a report for the client and hopefully help the client be more diverse and inclusive, which is the ultimate aim of PG, right?
100%.
In terms of your day in the life, as in you working remotely, how does it look like?
A mess. Basically a mess. I feel like I'm everywhere and anywhere. I'm never in the same place at once, so I think I feel very unbalanced or unsettled.
Yeah, but you love travelling and you get to travel with remote work, right?
Yeah, 100%, which is a perk from that. But I think
I'm probably the opposite. Like I'm like really structured and like I find remote work can be challenging if I don't have my set routine. So I try
100%.
and stick to my set routine as much as possible so that I'm always in like a good flow of things and like can fully concentrate on my work without getting too distracted.
Yeah, I think what I do a lot as well is like if I'm working from home, which is 99% of the time, I make sure that I'm waking up, I'm getting myself done like I'm going out to go somewhere, because if I'm just going to stay in my PJs or sit in bed, not saying anything, but then I just like I won't be productive, and like I feel like I'll slack off a bit more or feel more tired and not productive essentially.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I have worked from bed before.
No, I know you have.
And I often have my PJs on under my Purple Goat hoodie that I'm normally wearing.
I know,
but just to point out, I'm normally up super early. I go to the gym first. I like set myself up for the day really well, and then like come back, shower, and then get ready for work. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to choose my comfies any day of the week over work attire.
Fair enough. Yeah, I try to be up quite early as well.
Yeah.
Like just get like day-to-day bits done as well, whether that be trying to exercise or trying to skateboard. I'm not good at either.
We're normally sending each other a meme like first thing of the morning, like or a stupid reel or TikTok that we've seen that we feel represents each other. So the other day I sent a reel to Al, and it's of this woman who's raising her electric desk so she doesn't drip any soup, because Al's a big soup lover.
I'm an advocate for it.
Yeah, we basically speak in like TikTok memes and reels now, which is great.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's made us
closer.
In terms of working remotely and working in an office, how is that for you, and what do you prefer and why?
I think I've got like mixed feelings, because I feel like sometimes like I really enjoy going into the office, having that, you know, in-person interaction. But then as well, I also feel sometimes I'm more productive at home. But with that being said, I think when working from home and, you know, doing all your bits and you don't have that office lifestyle, I feel like you're a lot harder on yourself with like taking breaks, deadlines. Like I literally feel guilty for like going to boil the kettle and make myself a cup of tea, which is literally like from here to where this camera is. And I feel too guilty because I'm like, oh no, time, like I can't leave my desk. I must be working all those hours that I'm working. Whereas when I go into the office, it's like, oh, I'm making a cup of tea, having chats with this one, catching up, or if I'm unsure of something, I'm pulling you, we're having a laugh or getting work done.
Yeah, I'm also 50-50 on it as well, because I think working from home obviously gives me so much more freedom as a disabled person as well, but also just generally speaking, like remote working opens up so many opportunities, because like if Purple Goat wasn't remote, I wouldn't have been able to work for them, with me being based in Birmingham and like PG being London based.
100%.
Like it just wouldn't have been an option. But yeah, for me, like sometimes I feel like working fully remote and working from home all the time can have like quite a negative effect on like your mental health and stuff like that. Like I've got friends now who before the pandemic was in an office full time, but now they're like fully remote, work from home, and their mental health has like gone downhill so bad. Like they can't even leave the house without having a panic attack now, just because they're in the house 24/7.
But 100%, I feel like that, like your home is like, or used to be that environment that, you know, you used to come back to relax. That was like your safe haven. And now it's like you've almost had to like share that space with work. So now your work environments and your safe haven are in the same space and you can't actually ever relax. It's like, okay, I'm getting a message, or I see my laptop still open and there's a message coming through. It's like, let me just quickly answer that. Like, it's just like past 6. Whereas if you're in the office, you're closing your laptop, you're kind of done for the day, and that's it, pack up, leave.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think it's just this blurred lines working from home 24/7.
Yeah.
Like there's not that clear split of like professional and personal.
Yeah.
It just all kind of merges into
100%.
one. And like what I love about like working in an office or whatever is like, it sounds really silly because I know like for a lot of people, especially disabled people, like commuting is such a pain in the bum because like accessible travel is so difficult. But for me, like commuting in is like my time where I like mentally switch on. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about work now. And then when I'm commuting home, that's like my downtime where I'm like, okay, I can switch off and stop thinking about work now. And then when I get home, work isn't on my mind. I'm like
100%.
back chill, back to like, oh, this is Danny time now. Like it's not work.
It's really difficult to do that, like when you are working from
100%.
home and actually saying, okay, when is my time to switch off? Because again, you're so easy to like contact other people, get in touch with other people if you need something, like a phone call or a quick message. Like, I mean, I've probably messaged you a few times saying, Dan, like, what are we going to do about this? I've just gotten this message and we need to kind of like fix it then and there. But sometimes, I guess it's having those boundaries and setting those boundaries so you don't overstep.
100%. Yeah, I think it's really important that like as a team, like at Purple Goat, like we definitely say like, oh, this is a tomorrow morning problem. Let's switch off and like enjoy the evening now. And I think that's something that we're quite good at. Like
100%.
as soon as like we've done what we need to do for the day, we know what can be handled tomorrow, and it's just taking that time and, like you say, putting them boundaries in place. But obviously remote working like has its massive benefits. We're so efficient with
100%.
remote working. Like it's almost ridiculous to a point of how efficient we are.
Literally, I think the amount of work that you and I get done in a day
is insane.
But like, just for like clarity, our team, Danny and I, were 2 people and we're currently like working on 11 campaigns. So to try and manage and do all of that in a day
is a lot. But it's easy when we're remote work because we've got no distractions.
Exactly.
It's super efficient.
Exactly.
So it definitely has its perks, and as I mentioned, remote working, massive benefits to the disabled community as a whole as well.
I think one thing about remote working that I just want to add as well is that I think you have to be very disciplined, because if you don't have that discipline, it's so easy again to fall into getting distracted, just falling back into your like safe haven like routine. So I think probably like flexible working is like the best approach. Like doing what works for you. Like if you need to be in an office, make sure like you've got time in. I definitely think we have the best of both worlds.
100%. Like,
we can work, like we are like a first remote company, but we have the option to go into the office. It's not like a requirement.
And obviously we try and do as like many team meetups as possible, which is always great as well. So definitely got the best of both worlds.
100%.
What are your top tips for work-life balance?
I mean, I don't think we're in any position to be providing top tips.
Speak for yourself. I think I've got it. Should I go first?
Go for it.
Okay. I feel like for me, like I said, like having that routine is like key. Like I have to get up and go to the gym. I have to give myself that routine. And if I don't, then I'm like all over the place and I'm like miserable. So yeah, just having that routine is like super important for me. And I feel like if I start my day off right, like if I wake up and give myself enough time in the morning to actually switch on and not like wake up and roll straight into work.
I would be fuming if that was me. I'm such a miserable person if I do that. I don't know how people do that.
I couldn't do it either. Like I just need to give myself that time to set up, and I think that's key. But I think generally, like outside of that, general work-life balance is just like, I think over the last year, like working in disability and being disabled, I found it quite overwhelming at times, and like it's probably been my biggest struggle, like getting that professional and personal balance right, and like that work-life balance, because everything almost feels personal when you're working in disability and you have a disability. It's like your experience you rely on and you talk about all of the time. But yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe just realising that like you have a life outside of work, and like your value isn't attached to the work that you do.
100%.
Like, I think that's really important, and something that's probably not spoken about that much. And also, as I said, because we work in disability, we need that lived experience to like do it 100%. Properly, and it's really difficult. But yeah, I think work-life balance, probably detaching my self-worth from my professional life, which is difficult. I don't think it's easy, but
yeah, I would say like probably like exactly similar to you. I think we are like quite similar in that way anyway. But yeah, getting up early, like my alarm goes off at 5. Sometimes I don't wake up to it. But when I do, like it's normally waking up, making sure like I'm getting ready to go, like I'm going to work. And just I think being very like strict on, okay, getting your work done, taking lunch as well, because it's so like easy just to like miss your lunch as well. And I feel that's your time as well to just relax, give yourself a little break from work. And I also feel like going outside, because obviously I'm indoors like 24/7 essentially. So just like going out, seeing the world, as stupid as it sounds, it literally makes me feel so much more proactive when I come back from doing that.
I think literally like last year there was probably like probably almost close to a week before I'd even gone outside, because like it was miserable. Weather was miserable. It was like winter. I was working from home. Like we wasn't really meeting up that much. So I just didn't go out, and I was just miserable, and I was like in such a bad place mentally. I think it's kind of wild, because I think like a couple of years ago we wouldn't even be having this discussion about like remote work and stuff like that, because it just wasn't even really a thing. But now there's like whole companies like Purple Goat that are like fully remote first and absolutely killing it, and
like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I would recommend moving to Madeira Island and working from there. It's great work-life balance.
That's working on social media make things harder, as in finding a work-life balance.
I don't really have much to say on this, because I'm not on social, like personally, like as like my personal self, I don't post on social at all. But I think given that social changes 24/7, there's always something new going on, and like you constantly have to stay up to date with trends and stuff. It can make it difficult to switch off, because like if you've got a campaign live, for example, you're thinking, oh, how is that performing? What views is it getting? How much interaction is it getting? So even after you've logged off after the day, you're still thinking in the back of your head like, oh, how is it doing? I hope it's doing okay. I hope, you're just checking in, looking at the metrics and stuff like that. And then, as I say, like generally just keeping up with trends and stuff is like a 24/7 job. Like you don't really switch off from it, because you can miss something so easily. So it is difficult. But I think for me, not me personally posting on social like massively helps, because I just know I'm doing it for work and I'm not doing it personally, and it feels quite like very different. But obviously you are on social.
I mean I am on social. I feel like sometimes I don't struggle, but I think I like hate being on my phone. Like, I mean, Danny saw this morning I had like 14 unread WhatsApp messages, and I will not be replying to those for probably like a week. I think as well, with like social media and like staying in touch with people, it's almost like giving people the like they expect you to respond like then and there, whereas you're not obligated to reply to them. Like you could be really busy, or you've just had like a long day. You work in social media 24/7, so the last thing you want to do is go and invest your time on your phone. But with that being said, I do like go on social media when I want to, but I think it's more like I think I'm more on social media for staying in touch with like friends and family, and like we'll scroll through that. Whereas more scrolling through like memes and what's trending, I don't do that a lot, where I feel you're always like finding new like content and stuff like that you're always sharing with me, which I absolutely love, because I'm always like, how are you finding this stuff?
Yeah.
But it's because I'm not out there, like, not that you're looking for it, but I'm literally on social to, I guess, like keep up with family and stuff like that. But even with that being said, I'm not even great with that. I've got all my notifications off for my phone except for WhatsApp, and that if I get messages, as I have, I'll just look at it. If it's important, answer. If it's not, it can wait. Yeah, that's kind of how I balance it.
Yeah, I think your point about like availability is really interesting, because even at work, right, like if I'm on like Slack, for example, and I'm messaging someone and it's been like 15 minutes and they've not replied,
Exactly.
I'm like, why have they not replied? Like, you're meant to be working.
100%.
But obviously they could be working on work and not checking Slack.
Because I mute my Slack so that I can just like concentrate
That's
as well.
because you've got the hummus.
And I do. My Slack is
so
hummus.
notification.
Could you pop that in, like when you're playing this? Thank you. No, but yeah, 100%. It's like, no, I need to answer then and there, which I think goes back to being in an office. If you needed a question answered or whatever, you have that luxury of just, hey, let's do this quickly.
And it's like a 2-minute thing instead of like a
Exactly.
10-minute Slack conversation, and it's different.
Because it also like sometimes stops you from progressing in what you need to do. So yeah, it is interesting.
It is interesting. But so much of what we do, especially working in social, has to be conversational. Like we have to have those conversations all the time. But it is so draining. Like I think if we counted how many notifications we get in a day, whether that be like a message or an email
100%.
or like,
it would actually be scary.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, my screen time is like ridiculous. Like,
and like, yeah, I mean, for people who have the notifications on 24/7, I would feel like, because I remember when I used to post like an Instagram picture or whatever, and the notifications used to come on, I would feel like I need to go click on it. I need to go.
It's that dopamine
literally
hit, right?
And it was like, I literally said to myself, I was like, this cannot be healthy, like for you, like at all. So from then and there, like switched everything off, and I was like, can't have that.
For you are that you're on social media and you work on social media, but before working on social media, is there a difference in terms of how you use social media? I feel like I've said social media.
Yeah, like a previous experience using it and like how it is now. Before working on social media. I kind of feel like I've always been on social media, and even when I was studying, I started my own business, so had to have like an account up and running. So I kind of feel like it's always been around. It's not like something that was, I feel like it was kind of not there when phones or things didn't exist, but I kind of feel it's always been there for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, like you're of that generation that grew up with social, right? Like I think I was as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was probably like, I'm a year older than you, and I think we was probably like the last age group that had that split between social but also real life.
100%,
like,
exactly.
I don't know if I would like to be a teenager today.
No, I look at my younger cousins and seeing them on social media and stuff like that. I'm just like, what is going on? During our time, it was complete opposites.
Yeah. So do you think you use social like purely for like connection to family and friends over entertainment personally?
Yeah, I think so. And I feel like when I post things, I kind of post it for my like, oh, I like this, I want to post it. Like I'm not like looking how many likes I'm getting, who's engaging with it. And I also just post whatever the fuck I want. Sorry. like just like entertainment for myself. Like if it's making me happy, where I kind of feel a lot of people, and where I was as well before, I think I mentioned on the previous podcast, but like I used to get into a routine when I was younger of like, no, I need to post this, I must post it like this, and almost having that pressure of what other people are gonna like think of me, whereas now my opinion and perspective of that has like completely changed. Like I'm just posting for the sake of posting.
Yeah, it makes me happy to hear that, because not many people have that point of view anymore, and like so many people like post for like likes or views or whatever,
and literally I used to become like such like a negative person, and used to be such like a hard critic like on myself as well, saying no, you need to like pose like this, you need to do this, you know. Now it's free. It's like, oh, whatever it is, if I'm like happy in that moment. And I think that's what it comes down to, like being like happy.
That's what it should be about,
Yeah.
though, right? Like just expressing yourself and not
100%.
like worrying about anything else. Yeah, but I think like we just always need to remember that like we're in control of social. Social's
Yeah.
not in control of us.
100%. Agreed.
Yeah.
Can we say it again? Go.
You want me
Say
to
it again. Say it again.
We're in control of social. Social's not in control
That
of
was a
us.
bit long.
What are the challenges and positives of working in social media?
Personally, I love it, and I love it because it's forever changing, and I'm like always bouncing from idea to idea,
Yeah.
like trying to come up with like something like cool and new that we can do. And I don't think I'd have the freedom to do that in any other job, and I think that's like a real positive of working in social. Like
Yeah.
you do have the freedom to try new things and like you said, be creative and work
Yeah.
with really creative people that are like just really great at like doing what they do.
I think we've like come across so many like different creative people from like social, and I feel like there's no other platform that you could go to, or even like before social, you wouldn't be able to find those people ever before. There was nothing created.
Well, I mean, like, social is probably the only place where you can connect with the disabled community on like such a massive
100%.
level. Like, you can literally find anyone on social, and like that's a massive benefit and like a
Yeah.
massive positive of what we do, especially like working in Insights now and like doing the work that
100%.
we're doing. But I think a challenge is also that it's like forever changing, because it can be draining trying to keep up all of the time. And like,
It's definitely like information overload.
yeah, that's why you need to like curate your feed, right?
100%.
Like, I don't really think I have like a mega negative or challenge of working in social. I think the positives are the challenges, and that's what makes it fun, right?
100%. And I always think there's, again, like you said, there's always something new happening and a trend for you to like catch onto. How can we implement this? And just, yeah, I guess like getting inspiration from other people and how we can incorporate that into our brand, into our socials, helping our creators create the best content that they can. I mean, we've been doing now influencer analysis. So we like see, okay, what's our influencer doing well, what they aren't like doing so well in, and like finding other people that do similar work. And again, you wouldn't have that if you don't have social media.
Yeah, it's forever changing, and for me that's the
Yeah,
biggest pro.
100%.
And like, I just love that it's always something new and we can always try something new. Having access to such cool creative people is probably like the biggest benefit. I don't know if it's a benefit,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, the biggest like outcome of working in
100%.
social. Like, I think it's really cool. The people that we get to speak to day to day now.
It's actually insane. The people we work with, and like also to like see them grow from how small they were and seeing them now being like leading creators.
Yeah,
It's-
it's incredible.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips for people working in social media?
I think like just have like fun with it. I think if you're going to take it too seriously and be like strict on yourself, and like people want to be entertained. If you're able to do that on social media and working in that, like having fun behind the scenes, just like enjoying yourself, because if that's coming behind the scenes through the lens,
Yeah.
the audience is going to feel that as well.
Yeah, I think top tips for working on. So yeah, I think it is just having fun. I think
Okay.
it's just like removing the seriousness of it.
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm
Bringing
always
the realness.
yes, like that unfiltered view. I think for so long social has been like that filtered lens, that highlight
Polished.
reel.
Yeah.
And I think that's slowly fading away now, and people just want to see like the real deal. And
100%.
actually, that's what social should be about, right? Like gaining that like insight into someone's life, like,
Yeah.
but not the polished fake life that
Exactly.
everyone puts out, like that.
Just showing it how it is.
Yeah, and just having fun, as you said. Like,
Yeah.
we're always trying to come up with the most crazy and creative thing we possibly can.
Literally.
And it probably drives our team mad at times, because I'm like, no, let's do this instead. It's way more fun. And then everyone's looking at me like I've gone crazy. But that's what it's about for me. Like, just
100%.
having fun. This is why we work well together.
No,
'cause we're both
exactly.
as crazy as each
Right.
other. So,
100%.
yeah. I mean, I guess that's it for
Yeah.
us today.
Thanks for listening, guys. If you have any like topics that you want us to speak about or anything else, drop it down in the comments.
And then I think we need a shameless plug to like, comment and subscribe to
Yeah.
the PT podcast. We wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't put that in. So yeah,
Do that.
yeah.
Thanks.